trying to get some of this intercooler piping set up here. I've got a 45-degree elbow, silicone elbow. I think I'm going to cut this pipe right here and try to meet that elbow with another 45, which I don't know if that's going to work or not, but I'm going to give it a shot. That's why I haven't put any liquid in my radiator yet, because it is be really heavy. Oh, there we go. I gotta go cut this sucker. This thing's steel, by the way. I thought it was aluminum. It's pretty close though. I think that's gonna work out fairly good, fairly well. I think if I push that on there just a tad more, I'm gonna be in good shape. Paid to put a new blade on that, I'll tell you that. Goodness gracious. That came out. Ooh, I cut that low. So I've been working on the intercooler pipes and all the plumbing up here, and I think I've got something that'll work now. Let me start on this far side over here. Oh, I got my flip-flops on. Okay, what I've got here is, this is a stock intake elbow and setup for a Dodge truck. I forgot what year it is. I think this is, this is a stock intake off a Dodge, a 2003 Dodge, like a 2500 or something, and it works well with the turbo. I mean, because it came off that turbo originally. So I'm going with that and hopefully into my stock air box over here. I don't have that part in place yet. But here's my intercooler piping set up. What I did is cut my old pipe up and use pieces with some 45-degree pieces. And we got a little splice in here. And back into the stock 6.4. Back into the stock 6.4 intercooler pipe. It's cut up. But everything seems to fit nice and tight in there. And I think that'll work. I probably could have got a straight shot into it, but I think this will work very well. So I feel good about that. And over here, I guess you call this the cold side setup, and another 45-degree angle boot. And here is intercooler piping. I forgot what that came off of. That was another piece of intercooler piping I had sitting around. Actually, I think it was the original. From the bottom down there, I'm using the original 6.4 intercooler pipe, cold side, and then a 45-degree elbow, and then another piece that's cut, and then another piece. Plumbing is a pain in the butt, and I was kind of dreading this part, but it came out better than I expected. So far, I'm pretty happy with what I got. I got a bunch of clamps I got to put on. I hope I have enough clamps. I would have preferred not use so many clamps, but that's the way it came out. So, man, I just noticed that was loose. I'll tighten that down. So I'm going to take all this apart and then clean it up, because I probably have some metal shavings here and there, and I need to take care of that. So let me get started disassembling this, and I'm gonna have to mark everything so I know how it goes back together. Yeah, it looks pretty clean. At least I know there's no metal shavings in there. Alright, on the recommendation of one of my viewers, and I think I've seen this on another YouTube channel, which is Optimal Welding, I think. They recommend taking the silencer out of the turbo, which is basically, I think, just a snap ring, and you pull this out right here. I don't think it gives any performance improvement, but it does sound cool, and I'm into sounding cool, so gonna give it a shot. Use some of the hook on it. Snap ring got hung up, and I ended up messing up the edge of this silencer. So it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to go back unless I buy a new one. So I hope I like the sound of this. This is not the proper way to remove the silencer. Just want to make sure I don't get any metal shavings in there. Alright, well, there's my silencer. That was my silencer anyway. Don't recommend removing it this way. It's just a bad spot. Let me blow some air out of there so I want to get all this, make sure there's no metal shavings in there. Why couldn't I do that in the first place? Yeah, don't do that recommendation. Or don't follow my recommendation there on that. I'm sure I can always buy one if I don't like it. I did not hear any sound difference whatsoever. I guess it only makes a sound difference when you under boost, which I'm not. So let me clean up all my pipes and stick everything back together. Yeah, some of this might change later. It's time to do some surgery on this wiring. Basically what I'm going to do, I've got this printout, I don't know where I got it, somewhere off the internet. It shows all the controls and the sensors. And I'm going to leave as many sensors intact as possible. And I'm going to start removing things like the EGR valve control, anything that controls anything that says control in it, those are going away. Things that are up here, anything that says throttle body control, turbo charger actuator, EGR valve control, any of that stuff. It's I'm just going to clip it and get rid of it. I'm actually just going to clip it up towards here and leave the wire exposed for right now. I was pulling the pins out before, but I think it's a better idea to leave the pins in and then snip the wire short and then seal the wire off. Because otherwise, when you pull the pin out, it leaves the pin exposed to the weather and the elements, and atmosphere and stuff like that. So I just kind of think that's a better way to do it than the way I started. But I'm going to clip each connector and then go start it, make sure it runs. But one thing at a time here. clip. This is the EGR valve control. Look at this right here, it matches up to that. That's what it should be anyway. So I'm going to strip the all the wires back and remove the connectors one by one. Make sure, you know, I leave all my grounds intact and everything. I don't want to accidentally snip anything like that. But I think every time I remove a control, I'm going to go in there and start it and make sure I'm not, you know, removing anything that's going to adversely affect the ability to start and run. Okay, this right here, these two are looped back together. I'm not going to cut it where they're looped together here. I'm going to cut it before here because there may be a reason that those are combined like that. All right, let's go make sure it's still going to start. It's probably a good idea for me just to go by and mark whatever I've removed. So my transmission lines had to be scooted back because engine and transmission were sent back. So this one right here is actually bumping up against the radiator, so I'm having to bend this line so that it'll clear. Just one of the little things you might run into.
Hey, thanks for watching my channel, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do for future updates. Remember, build it, don't buy it.